They come back, and you take the receipt they come back with, and you have somebody to compare. Is the receipt correct? Is it correct with the actual purchase order? Most of the time, it isn't. There will be some variation in it. Like the young man I hired, really liked him. And I had not done that in several years. I had people supposedly doing that. And you need to know that at least 7 out of 10 people that work for you are not following your instructions. At least 7 out of 10. They're changing it, forgetting it, not writing it down, giving it to somebody else, or they don't think it's worth following. Having a team is a huge, huge, stressful thing in your path to the money world. They have to be trained. Some don't work out. Some are incompetent. Some are disinterested. You'll have to identify that pretty quick if you want your money to stay intact. So I was driving and suddenly I just felt like pulling in and I said, bring me the purchase order. The guy had been with me about 3 weeks. Let me see his purchase order and his receipt. He had no idea I would do that. I've never done that in several years. Don't know if I've hardly done it since, you know. But I wanted to see it. Sure enough, he had bought something for himself on the receipt. He apologized profusely. I said, son, should have told me that first. Should have called, asked permission, or waited. He said, well, I was going to pay it back. No, you disregarded my protocol. One of the most dangerous relationships in the world are those on your payroll who casualize your protocol. They're killers. Killers of your dream. Killers of loyalty in your environment. They're assassins of your joy. And you'll have to know that in your path. That's why Bill Cosby, the famous comedian worth $400 million, would never let another human sign a check. With all the millions he had, all the business he had, he would not permit anybody else to sign a check. Probably extremely wise. Extremely wise. I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars because I allowed someone else to sign a check for me. Hundreds of thousands. So training your Money World team, train them about your mission statement, your vision, what you're about. You'll probably start off with one person. That one person needs to be around you a lot. You'll need to instruct. They need to be easy to instruct, easy to correct. They need to be receivers of your vision, receivers of your mission statement. If you're a pastor, that's almost impossible to find anybody for an assistant pastor, youth pastor, children's pastor. The fact that they are pastoral mindset means they have leadership. A leader wants to lead, so they'll have their opinion of everything you do. Those who start disagreeing with you, it's worse than coronavirus. It's contagious, it's destructive. So you must know, are we all in agreement here? Look what's happening in Washington. Look at Donald Trump's problems with James Comey, the FBI director, Rex Tillerson, Secretary of State. He is the #1 leader in the world and has a woman, Nancy Pelosi, who has decided to destroy him. And she has solicited every human she can. She's worth 200 million. Donald Trump's worth 10 billion. Doesn't make any difference. She has a hatred of his standard. She loves the killing of babies, called abortion. Fights for millions of dollars to pay to kill little babies here in the United States. For doctors to pull out an arm, throw it to the side, a leg in a mother's womb, and pull out another one. She loves that. She's got a group of people. She has a team who loves that. A team is everything. A team decides the future of your dream. Even Jesus needed a team. But the team has to be trained. Some are not qualified for training. Some are there for the paycheck. Some are there, like Judas, for information, to pass it on to others. You need to know the friendships of your team, because they may be very close to people who despise you, hate you, and determined to pull you down and pull you apart. What should you train your team? The simple things. What do you want spoken on the phone? I called the staff years ago, called my wisdom center, and I never knew all this. And someone answered the phone. Uh-huh. No, I think it was more like, uh-huh. That's what it was more like, uh-huh. I was in a state of shock. I thought, Lord, I